In this video, we will practice a few kinds of eyes and eyebrows. So get your material. I am going to use what I have here going on in my watercolor pad and pick up a lot of water and scrub this off because that's all we're going to use in this first layer. Let's practice using the paintbrush and making eye shapes. You press and you lift, kind of like when you make a leaf. You can play with the water. You can just leave it like that or make it bigger. I'm gonna make it big one here. Again, we are just practicing shapes. This is the very first layer. It's a lot of water, very little paint. Sure you put a lot of water and not much. I'm gonna make a small one here. Let's make a circle here, around, just a circle here, and the eye will be inside this circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a practice sheet in landscape position. I'm gonna make one here with just a line on the top, like half a circle on the top and on the bottom. Here, make a little circle for the iris and the pupil. I already put the pupil towards the top, and this one I will fill it in so we can have many options when making the second and third layer. About the eyebrows, let's make a few. Press, swoosh, lift, one of those fashion eyebrows where it starts thick and finishes thin, or just a straight up thick one, or just an arch, a thin line. Just practice with your paintbrush and play a little bit with the tip of the brush, making a few lines just to go to the next page with a little bit more confidence. That's it. That's the first layer. Now let's wait for it to dry, take a walk. See you in the next video. Here we have our eye practice sheet, first layer dry, and I'm going to do this whole video using my size 10 brush. I'm going to be using only one brush throughout this video and show you how you can practice thin lines and details even with a thicker brush. And well, let's get started. Let's start with this one here, and with the tip of the brush, hold it like so, tip of the brush, making the top eyelid like so, and on the bottom I'm going to use the tip of the brush, and I'm just going to make a line. It doesn't have to go all the way to the end of the eyes. Here I'm just going to do the top and leave it like that. It's just a practice sheet, so no pressure. On this one I will make a eye, a whole painted eye, and that leaf shape. This one where we made only the outline of the eye and we left the bottom unpainted. I will do the iris of the eye touching the top lid. So not the whole circle, like so. See, here we have a partial circle, and as on this one we have the whole circle. So this is just another way to make the eyes. We want as much as possible, so you can choose whatever you like best. Just play with the water a little bit here and there. Let's make this eye bigger. The other one we started by making the bottom. This one we're making the background afterwards. Here's the pupil. The pupil touching the top lid slightly. Upper middle placement like this one as well. Now I'm going to show you how to do the twinkle. The twinkle of the eye. Just a mini circle on one side and another on the bottom side. Always reinforcing the pupil. The pupil has to be the darkest part. Okay, now moving on to this one here where we made just a circle. We will make a big eye. This one we left unpainted. This one is painted. So I'm going to show you that you can do the twinkle even after you have a painted background. You just have to make it darker. Just like this. Tip of the brush, little circle here and there. You don't have to do the twinkle, but I will tell you something. Once you do, you kind of get obsessed with it because of the effect it has. Anyways, I know I am. Let's move on to the eyebrows here. I'm just going to make this darker. This one, I am going to just flick the paintbrush and make a hairy one. This one here, I'm just going to put another layer on top. That doesn't have to be the same shape as the bottom. The thin one with a little bit of hair, which I don't use a lot, but let's try all of them. This one here, just another layer for now, just making it darker and a little hairy. Now with more paint than water, dry up the brush a little bit and get just the tip of the brush with paint. We will do this eye inside this one. Just the tip of the brush, the pupil up there. I'm going to make a thin line here, just using the tip. And the twinkle. See? Now we're going to deal with the color of the iris later on. Just a thin line on the bottom. And let's move on to the next. We will be painting these eyes, and as we come back, the top one will be dry already, so we can move on from one to another, and we're gonna get a lot done in this class. And here we go again. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. See, now I'm painting the iris of the eye. Carefully trying not to paint over the white of the paper. And with the water that is left, I keep on painting the parts that I want to make darker. You can dry your brush and pick up this water with the brush, but I want you to know that you can deal with the water as same as if you were drawing without an eraser. So let's keep on moving. On this one here, I put too much water, you see? So what I'm going to do is make this eye bigger. There. And let it dry. Another thing we can do with the iris, if you like details, I always come back to the pupil and make it darker. Once it's dry, you'll see the color gets very much lighter. So what I'm gonna do on this one is with the very tip of the brush, just a few lines. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you like these kind of details, you can do that as well. Now moving on again to the eyebrows that are already dry. I'm just going to darken a few details here and there. The hairs, put some hair here and there, just darken this one. And this one here, I would rotate the paper, or I could do like this, or I can also come from this side and do like so. More to practice the brush strokes, because I don't really use a hairy eyebrow like that. You will naturally feel the need to darken a few places that you see. When you do so, it makes the eye really pop, and even expression start to form. When you do just a little touch here and there, you see how it changes. And the tip of the brush, I'm gonna darken the back, and I'm gonna leave it like that. This is a practice sheet, so no trouble. It's nice to see the little mistakes that can happen, and this is what we're here for. This one here is looking pretty bad, and I'm gonna show you that it can look better. A few touches here and there, it can turn out nice. And keep moving from one eye to the other as you wish. Take your time. That one was a left eye. This one I'm gonna make it a right eye just by pulling up that line over there. And like I said, obsessed with the twinkle. And we're pretty much done here with the second layer. I think we did great if you got so far. Let's just take a break and meet me in the next video. Hello again. Here we have our eyes, and we're going to do the last touch-ups. Will be the part 3. of this painting, and we're going to go over the details this time. Let's start with this one here. Dab, 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 dab. Swoosh. Another one here. If you want it darker, you just dab over here. This one here. See how it looks kind of crazy eye? If you just leave it without the top lid, like the whole eye like this, it's kind of like in shock. So what I do is I just cut this part here and make the look softer. You can do it under here as well. You can do the twinkles afterwards, like so. Do the whole eye. Okay. This one we can do eyelashes. I don't like too many, and I like them kind of more real. So you do them. Do some over here. Always go back to the pupil, because that's the darkest part you want. Okay. Here again. Just practice it. You can make this part really big like this and just leave it like that. Do this or not. You can decide that the eyes, this is the left eye, so you pull it here and make it darker over here. This one here, we started like this. We can do some of those. We can do this. And just paint over it, and then come back and darken here. Okay. You can do eyelashes only in the bottom. See the wet on wet here, it gives it a nice effect as well. Just for practice. Come back with water. You see, because it's dry, it won't erase the lines under it. Eyebrows. here, here. That's it for our eye class. I hope you enjoyed it.